Imagine this nightmare scenario. You rush to mail your tax return on April 15th thinking you've beaten the deadline, only to get hit with massive penalties because the postmark shows April 16th, even though you dropped it off on time. Or worse, your mail-in ballot arrives perfectly but gets rejected, potentially silencing your vote, all due to a little-known update from the U.S. Postal Service that's already in effect and catching millions off guard. If that sounds alarming, stick around because this quiet clarification could cost you money in fines, delay critical benefits like Social Security or Medicare appeals, or even impact elections. And today, I'm breaking it all down so you can protect yourself starting right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these crucial updates on changes affecting your finances, health coverage, and rights. And drop a comment below if you've ever relied on mailing something last minute, assuming the postmark would save you, because sharing your stories helps everyone in this community stay informed. Let's dive straight into what's happening. For years, most people operated under the assumption that when you put a letter in a collection box or hand it over at the post office before a cutoff, the postmark would reflect that exact date, serving as solid proof for agencies like the IRS, courts, election boards, Social Security Administration, and Medicare that you met the deadline. But as of late December 2025, the Postal Service officially clarified in their domestic mail manual that machine-applied postmarks, the kind on most everyday mail, now explicitly represent the date when your item is first processed at a regional facility, not necessarily the day you dropped it off or it was accepted. And while they've insisted this isn't a brand new policy, but rather a formal acknowledgement of how things have increasingly worked due to operational shifts, the timing of this explicit statement combined with ongoing network changes means these mismatches between drop-off and postmark dates are expected to happen more frequently, sometimes delaying the stamped date by a day or even longer, especially if weekends, holidays, or transportation logistics get involved. To understand why this is becoming more common, consider how the Postal Service has been evolving under their Delivering for America initiative aimed at cutting costs and adapting to plummeting letter volumes alongside booming packages. They've consolidated processing from hundreds of local sites down to fewer large regional hubs, reduced daily truck runs between post offices and these centers, and in many areas shifted to single morning collections instead of multiple throughout the day. So, if you mail something in the afternoon or evening, it might sit overnight or travel farther before hitting an automated sorter where the cancellation mark is applied. And for folks in rural spots or areas reassigned to distant facilities, that travel time alone can push the postmark forward, turning what used to be same-day stamping into something less predictable. This matters hugely for taxes, because the IRS still honors the postmark as evidence of timely filing under the mailbox rule. If your return is postmarked by April 15th for most years, it's considered on time, even if it arrives later. But if you drop it on the 15th and processing doesn't happen until the 16th, that later date could trigger failure to file penalties of up to 5% per month on unpaid taxes, plus failure to pay charges and interest that rack up quickly. And don't forget that even if you don't owe money, late filing can delay refunds or expose you to other issues. While millions still file paper returns annually, particularly those less comfortable with digital options or lacking reliable internet, making this a real concern as we head into the upcoming tax season. Beyond taxes, think about government benefits, where deadlines are unforgiving. Social Security appeals for denied claims or overpayments often have strict 60-day windows, and if mailing on the final day results in a postmark one day late, your appeal might be dismissed outright, potentially cutting off monthly checks that many rely on for essentials like rent, food, and medical bills. Similarly, Medicare has tight timelines for appealing coverage denials, Part B enrollment during special periods, or challenging premium surcharges, and a delayed postmark could mean losing access to needed treatments or facing higher costs indefinitely, with groups advocating for older adults noting that seniors disproportionately use mailed paperwork for these processes due to familiarity or accessibility challenges. Veterans dealing with VA claims or disability appeals face comparable risks, as do people with disabilities submitting forms for programs like SSDI or Medicaid renewals. Missing a postmark-based deadline here isn't just inconvenient, it can disrupt lifeline supports when they're needed most. Then there's voting. While mail-in balloting has stabilized after pandemic highs, around 30% of votes in recent cycles came through the mail. And in about 14 states plus DC, ballots can arrive after Election Day, as long as they're postmarked by the deadline. But if someone mails on Election Day and the postmark shifts to the next, it could invalidate their vote entirely in those jurisdictions, prompting warnings from officials in states like California and Oregon to send ballots extra early, especially for remote voters. And although the Postal Service maintains this is operational, not partisan, the potential for increased rejections has raised eyebrows amid ongoing debates over election integrity. Even everyday finances aren't safe. Roughly 13% of households still pay utilities, credit cards, or rent by check through the mail, and a postmark delay could turn an on-time payment into a late one, dinging credit scores with fees or reported delinquencies. While year-end charitable donations mailed December 31st might get stamped in January, pushing the deduction to the following tax year and reducing your potential savings. The good news is you have straightforward ways to safeguard against this. Always build in extra buffer time by mailing critical items several days or even a week ahead, avoiding last-minute rushes around holidays or weekends. For absolute certainty, take your envelope inside a post office during business hours, hand it to a clerk, and politely request a free manual hand stamp right then and there, which locks in the acceptance date. If the stakes are especially high, opt for certified mail, priority with tracking, or registered for full receipt proof, though those add fees but provide undeniable documentation. Increasingly, shift to electronic options where available. The IRS offers free e-filing tools for many. Social Security and Medicare portals handle most transactions online with instant confirmations. Many states provide secure ballot return uploads or dedicated drop boxes. And billers often have auto pay or app payments that eliminate postal risks altogether. Ultimately, this shift underscores how modern efficiencies in one system can create ripples in others we still depend on, placing a bit more planning responsibility on us as individuals. But armed with this knowledge, you can adapt easily and avoid the pitfalls that could snag those unaware, whether it's protecting your refund, securing benefits you've earned, ensuring your vote counts, or keeping your credit intact. If this breakdown opened your eyes to something you hadn't heard about yet, smash that like button to help spread the word. Subscribe for more straightforward explanations on benefit changes, financial tips, and government updates that impact real lives. And comment below with your plans. Are you switching to online filing, requesting hand postmarks from now on, or sharing this with family who mail votes or taxes? Your input builds this community and helps others navigate these evolving rules confidently. Plus, check the description for links to official resources and related videos on recent Social Security adjustments or assistance programs. Stay proactive, stay protected, and we'll catch you in the next one.